Servus. Next video again. As always, I'm using this method for all my tracking. For more explanation, watch the last recap video or the first two videos. There I explain it. So, let's look what we have done today, do we? First one, BYND. And the bullish tracking for BYND. So for the overview, again, I will most only do the updates today. If you want the whole explanation, just watch the last recap video from Sunday. There I go through everything. So, what did we do today? The thing is, we kind of broke. Did we broke today? No. There's a little peak here. I had, I think, a trend line here. It was this one here. For the bullish version. Yeah. Wait, where's Tuesday? This is Tuesday. No, I had this trend line here. Yeah, this was the trend line. Yeah. And I said that would be the bullish one. Yeah. I also looked at it today. During the time it was breaking here, but we weren't holding this line. So, but for this, two ways. First one, the bearish one. The bearish one, this was your T. And your next target is 88 cents, or let's say 80 cents-ish. You find your BLNK there. Then you do your high-low. Then you break out. For micro tracking, your next target would be again 236 for your A and $3-4 for your B, and then going up. This whole thing is just your A, and this is just your A pullback. Your in the big tracking, your next target would be 33. So for the bullish tracking, for the alternative, which I'm not really behind it, but always showing it. So for the bullish tracking, this here was your T. Yeah, more like this here. This here was your T. This here would be your V. And this here is your higher low. And everything over 233 or 237 would be bullish. Your A price target would be this. This here would be your bull line. And you're ready to go. So for confirmation to the downside, everything under 169 is your B line, because then the run to BLNK will happen. Which for the bullish version, I would still say, if you take the 0.5 from our all-time low to your A peak, yeah, we are under it, but we are quite in range there. So yeah, it is possible. It is possible. Absolutely fucking risky. But we still have the volume. 500 million today. Possible. I'm still leaning more to the version where this was your T and you have to go down to your BLNK. No financial advice. If you're doing that here, perfect entry. If you break 73 cents, in my opinion, the bearish alternative would come. And that just means this play is just that. Pretty simple. Okay. NEO. So for NEO, we start with the bullish version again. This would be the bullish version. Again, if you want to know more, look the weekly recap video. So what did we do today? Kinda nothing. Except for the bullish version. You bounced on the 0.5. A pullback would be finished. You would break 8.07, your bull line. Your next target is 16. Then B pullback. And then you're breaking all-time highs. For the bear version, I think it was the second version. Yeah. For the second version, you still have to come up here. You're not breaking the bull line. You will reject the bull line. You will come down, bounce, make your T, and then your BYND, which would also be a breakout retest at 436. And this would be nothing else than this here. Just a perfect head and shoulders. Left shoulder, head, right shoulder. And we would be in this candle right now. And then we do here our V and A. Same like here. Left shoulder, head. And right now we would be on the run to our right shoulder. I'm leaning more to this. For confirmation levels, yeah, if it breaks to 7.82 bullish, if you reject here or if you're breaking 620, then we will do our V and A. So still tracking perfectly. Okay, next one is pluck. For the bullish version for pluck. Here is our bullish version for pluck. Again, the same. If you want more explanation, look at the weekly recap video. I think we also have an alternative. So for the bullish version today, let's look what we have done for the bullish version today. Yeah. Okay. For the bullish version today, we would still be in the B pullback. I think this 0.5 line, we can now clearly say no. This is gone. We already broke through here, so this V is gone. And for the bullish version, it's kind of clear. This was your little C, lower high, little midpoint. This was our little T. And right now, we are clearly on the way to our V&A, which is here. So 215. And that would be also the 0.5 MIF log. So in my opinion, this line we can clearly delete now. And our next target would be 216 for the bounce, then high, low, and then we go. Confirmation, we did it. The confirmation was 277. So even for the bullish tracking, in my opinion, you go to 215. Then you go up. For the bearish alternative, so this is our bearish alternative here. Nothing is really changing except the T and the A. For the bearish alternative, what this would mean that our last peak was our T. And we are not doing V&A here. We look for a completely new V&A. The V&A of this. So we will do a new low. But at the same time, it would be a higher low from March 2013. This range. We will come down. V, higher low. The next target would be the same, $4 for A and $31 for B. And again, no functional rise, but for this, this would be the perfect entry for the next one. Let's see what we will do. Okay. Next one is FCEL. I don't have a, no, only bullish tracking right now, bullish version. So our bullish version, this is our bullish version. And now we look what we have done today. So kind of the same. We already did our big A peak, which is our small C peak. We already did L midpoint, and in my opinion, this would be our T point. Yeah, two versions. So first, we won't break this trend line here, and we will go to our V&A, which is here, and we will do something like that. We get our bounce at 617, higher low. Then we go, because it's not B, I wouldn't expect a bounce at a 0.5 fib, but I mean, always have the alternative for this. For one last chance to not doing this, no. Yeah. Okay. For one last chance, I would say this is your M. Would work. You made a new low, come up again, so this would be your T. And that would mean that this here is your V&A. And this would mean the V&A from this A here and this here. That's micro tracking. And this here would be your higher low. Confirmation for this is, of course, holding this higher low and breaking over 839. That would be a bull line. At the same time, everything at or under 747, this would be your bear line or beer line. Or beer line? I think it's called beer line. And you will do the V&A and you go. And again, I don't want to see to break $5 because then I really have to look for a really bearish alternative. But right now, it still looks perfect. And if this A pullback is finished, your next target is 165 for your B pullback and then C. Okay. Next one is Bed Bath and Beyond. Bullish and bearish. So this here is our bull tracking. As always, More explanation is in the weekly recap video. So, what did we do today? So, for the bullish tracking, this would be a T, this would be your A peak, and we would be finished with the with the A pullback. And you could even say that we go even on the lower tracking. Let's look. Is that working? Maybe on the 30. So we have micro tracking right now, okay? So this would be your lower high. This would be your little C. This would be your M. This would be your T. This would be your VNA. The VNA of this A here. Also micro tracking, really micro tracking. And this would be your high low. So for the bullish tracking, the last chance you have is you're not breaking this high low. Everything under this line, I mean that is already the no-no line. Everything under this line, 760 is the bearish version. Everything. For the bull version, everything over 970, that's your bull line. That's the only way I could explain if you're bullish or not. If you're doing that, you already did your high low, and you should start going. For this, your next price target would be 36. Then pullback to 22.48-ish, and then breaking all-time high or not. Yeah, I'm open to everything. I'm still bearish, but always have an old. For the bearish version, not much to say. Our last peak was our T. For A and B, nothing is changing, but you still would do a new low or high low of 2020. You make your V&A here, high low, and then you go. For confirmation, if you break this trend line here, this one, the 759, in my opinion, it's very clear that we go down. And again, it would be nothing else than this here, coming down from your M, coming down from your M. You go up again, you come up again, M or W, M or W, and then you have. Okay. Next one is grab. Here I only have a bullish version, so this here is the full bullish version. Again, if you want to see more, look up the weekly recap video. So what have we done today? Quite perfect, I think. Yeah. Yesterday I said this was our V&A, perfect. This was our higher low, perfect. This here was our little A peak. This here was our little B peak. And this whole thing here is just A and the pullback of A. And I said, because this is our little B peak, we just do a 0.5 pullback. And we've really, in my opinion, nailed it. Okay, a little bit under it. But if this is holding, off we go. It's look fucking finished. Next target is $12 to $9, and then pullback, and then break out to C. For confirmation levels. Yeah. Everything over 6.14, my opinion. Let's say 6.17. This would be a bull line. And we also, no, we didn't. We didn't fill the gap. Huh? Okay. If we're not going up from here, I would still say you fill this gap here. And in my opinion, 584 would be your line. And then we have to look at it again. You still could fill this gap, because I will show on 2 other tickers the same, because they gap filled today. But all in all, this thing looks bullish. Perfectly bullish. Okay. Next one is BLNK. Do I have something for BLNK for the bearish version? No. Okay. So just the bull version. So here is the complete bull version. So what did we do today? Also perfect. 4 hour. So we are still looking for a peak. And for the bull version, we perfectly hit. I mean, okay, this is your high low. This is your little a. This is your. Ooh. This is your little B. This is your little C. So, what have we done? Lower high, midpoint. Yeah. Okay. Lower high, midpoint. T. V. High low. And we're on the 0.5. FIB, MIF. MIF. What was it called? MIF lock. So if this is true, you bounce here. You break the confirmation line at 283, and you will go to your A peak. No. If not, I would really imagine that this was already your A peak. It is under the trend line, but okay. And the alternative would be this. The no line would be here, and here is your V under A, the little one. And this would be your T, and you would come down. Here is your V under A then. High low, and then you go. This. Price targets would be the same, and it would also be perfect breakout retest. Let's see what it's doing. But overall, this thing looks bullish. Okay. Next one. Bullish version and bearish version for C3AI. So here is the full version, bullish version. What did we do today? I think we didn't do anything on C3AI today. No change. So for not using any time, just watch the recap video for the full explanation, but there is no change. For SAVA, I only have one version. So here's the bullish version for SAVA. For what we have done today, I said on Sunday I would like to have a boring week, and the thing is, yeah, we kind of get a boring week. I would expect for tomorrow, maybe we're going up and down still a little bit, but tomorrow and Thursday we should go up a little bit to this trend line for your T, and then we pull back to the 0.5 fib, most likely. We bounce here. That would be our BLNK. BLNK, high low. And again, all the gaps are Friday, pre-market, or Friday after hours, or Monday. So our next chance is this Friday or next Monday for the gap fair. I also said if we suddenly see a massive bounce here before Friday, and before Friday we are going to between $6 and $5, I would be bearish, just because then I think we are in this candle here, and after that we will do a new low, and this would be our next month. If we're just doing this pullback, I'm still thinking we are in this candle here right now, and the gap fill is coming this year. If we're doing this version here, which I'm also explaining more in the weekly video, I still think that the gap fill will come, no financial advice, but then I would say it will be early 2026, latest March-ish. Still looks perfect. We are just in a pullback right now. It's the same like this pullback. As long as we're not breaking this level here, this is the no line. Everything is fine for this year. Still, if we break this no line, yeah, okay, then we really go down. It's a 100% risk play. Risk it or miss it, and at the same time, risk it and lose it, maybe. Okay. Next one is OCGN. Do we have? No. Only bullish version on OCGN. Here's the bull version of OCGN. And what did we do today? Yeah? We are still holding our 0.5 light touch. So as long as we're not going on under this, as long as we're not going under this line, we are finished with the bounce. For confirmation, everything over 191. For the upside, anything under 140 and we will go to 129 up. But okay, yeah, it's cents right now. We're still looking for our little APIC, which should be around $10-ish. And overall, we're still looking for a B, big B, and that's at 177. It still looks perfect. GNS. So, only one chart with two versions. GNS. Here our completely chart with our bull version. Now we look what we have done today, because it's quite interesting. So, for the bullish version first, this would be a bullish version. For the bullish version, the green A, green V and A, and green high-low is the right one. We already would have broken out. We already would have done our second little A peak. And today, we nearly broke our high-low, and this green version would be wrong. The interesting part about this is this bounce here. Because we knifed down. I mean, how much was that? Where was the start? Tuesday. No, not Tuesday. Wait, which day is today? Yeah, Tuesday. So Tuesday, this is Tuesday. So we came from here to here. 5%, 0.47 down. Why bounce here? We could just easily do, I don't know. What was that? 1% more, and this would be wrong. So why bounce here? So if this is true, this is finished. If this is true and this higher low is holding, your next thing is breakout. Confirmation for this is everything over 98 cents, and absolute confirmation is over 128. For the alternative, that would mean that this was your T. This is wrong, this is wrong, this is wrong, this is wrong, and this is wrong. And this is your A. And this will be your BYND. And you would just most likely come up to this trend line. Then you go down, go on the BYND at 60 cents, higher low, and then you go. I still have it. This bounce here. Let's see what happens tomorrow, but this bounce here, I said I like the red tracking more, but with this price action today, I would be also okay with the green version. And again, if this thing is finished, you won't see slowly uptrend. No, will just see this, like in November 24, like in March 24, like in January 23, like in August 22. If this every time in the past showed, if this thing is finished, it just goes. It looks bullish. Next one is FFAI. So here is your bullish. I also only have bullish tracking here for the overview. Again, full explanation is in the weekly recap video. So what did we do today? I think this was the gap filter. Yeah. So for the bullish tracking, I mean, I only have there's of course bearish tracking, but bearish tracking would mean that this game is over. So for the bullish tracking, I said yesterday we did this gap, and there's a big possibility we will fill that because it was just a few cents and we perfectly did it. So for the bullish version, you break upside, you break 169 and you go. For the bearish bullish alternative, you just make a breakout retest 138 and then you bounce and go. I always said in the last 2 weeks, the only thing which is important is we have to hold this higher low. If we are holding this, we are finished and ready to go. What we are not allowed to break is 1.08 because then that would be bad. If we coming to this trend line 128, under it or even a double bottom, this BYND is wrong and this higher low is wrong, and we would still have to do another BYND. But this BYND isn't allowed to go under 108. Right now, it looks bullish. And the same like GNS, you won't see slowly uptrending. No, you will just see a strong move. Like in the past, like in December 24, May 24, January 23, July 2022. Looks bullish, and if it's ready and finished, it will run fast. So, last one, bull. Only one bullish chart. And again, for the full explanation, look up the weekly recap video. So, what did we do today? Think the same thing. Yeah, same. Okay, we did it already yesterday. No. Yeah, we also gapped yesterday, but we didn't. Yeah, look here. Close yesterday. Wasn't a gap fill. Today we went a little bit lower, but today we perfectly gap filled. So this gap is filled. So the only thing you have to do for bull is you have to hold this higher low. It's the same for bull like for FFAI. This higher low has to hold. We are not allowed to fall under 10.51 or doing a double bottom. We are not allowed. If we are doing this, we're still looking for a BYND. And again, like FFA, we are not allowed to break under 10.26. So we have no room here. Still possible, but not much room. Then high low, and then you go. Confirmation. Again, everything under 12 is confirmation. Everything over 12.85 is absolutely bullish. And our next target for bull, for our big B, is $33. Still looks bullish. And we expect we should be here. And we're expecting this move. Okay. So, if you have questions, feel free to write it in the comments. If you have wishes for other stocks, feel free to write it in the comments. If you liked it, leave a like or a subscription. And see you next time.